Not really. Say something again.
Am I lagging?
No. Uh, so here we are. I think when I talk, it like mutes you on my end. Like that's what. So if we're talking at the same time, it like
That's weird. How's the weather over there?
terrible. Yours?
Yeah, yeah, same. This morning it was like tornado winds. I mean, not that's over exaggerating, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
It's like in Kansas. Like, what is happening?
That's crazy because like I told you before, we got hit with some tornadoes recently, and then like now with all the storms and stuff happening again, I think some homes got destroyed,
Oh
and
no,
so sucks, sucks. What else have you been up to?
friends. I mean, just getting through. It's crazy. What's today? April 13th. I have about 3 weeks left of school. So I mean, just trying to power through that. It's been off and on with like productivity, just because eating, cooking, working out, teaching yoga classes, doing research, and then trying to practice, do schoolwork all in the same spot has got me feeling claustrophobic. So sometimes it's
Yeah,
just get in and sit down and get the work done. But I mean, other than that, it's been pretty good. I've been trying to get back to a more regular schedule as far as working out. So,
mm.
you know, not much has changed on this end. What about you?
About the same. Yeah, I know what you mean though. As far as like sometimes you can become overwhelmed, with everything going on. Because every time I see like your IG, you're always like doing a class or something like that. It's a lot of time, effort you put in. I'm sure people appreciate it though, but
Yeah, it's been going really well, but yeah, just to do everything kind of all in the same space is just kind of.
tough.
Yeah, because you're just looking at the same four walls, and you have to shift your mindset within the exact same spot. Versus, I don't. You're probably the same way. Like, once you get to work, work mind. Once you get home, like you can
Right.
do chores, you can cook. When you're at the gym, you can designate all of your time and thoughts into the gym. So to try to switch your mindset within the exact same rooms, it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then with significant other, I'm sure being home, like me and my boyfriend, we're on completely different schedules sometimes. So whenever he wants, quiet, relaxed time, I'm like, I'm gonna play cello really loud or teach a yoga class really loud, and then he's like, ugh.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
does things that way. It's like, the real test.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't funny, but they were saying like because of the quarantine, and I don't know how true this is, but like domestic violence went up. So,
Yeah, that's what
so
I
that's
mean.
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that, and then just people who were already like in unsafe scenarios. You know what
Sure.
I mean? To be stuck
Yeah.
in that situation, that really sucks too.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
definitely feel for those situations.
Yeah. As far as like what I've been doing lately, so I went looking at cars, yeah, a couple of days ago, and there, so looking at cars is like one of the most frustrating things you could ever do, especially like when they'll try to sell you on everything. Like, so this car I was looking at was like 2017, and
Mhm.
from the manufacturer they have a 5-year warranty, which then expires at 2021, right? And they they try to like sell you on an extended warranty, but like what they don't tell you is that warranty starts from the day that you buy the car. So what happens is there's an overlap of warranty for 2 years, so it's like you're paying for it, but it's like those first 2 years are covered by the manufacturer, and if you buy theirs, so it's like you're losing 2 years out of that deal, if that makes any kind of sense. And it's like it's a ton of money. So I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Like,
What kind of like do you just want to get a new car? Is it like a dream car search? What is it?
no, that's not dream car search. It's just that, yeah, it's just a car that like that's. So I don't really like trade in my cars. I'm not one of those people like that, like constantly are renewing their cars. Like I basically just drive them until the wheels fall off. So I just need something that's like dependable, but like something that I do like because I'm gonna be, having it for a long time. So
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
But it is what it is, you know. It's one of those things. So we were having like trouble getting like a subject together, and as yesterday we were like driving. Me and my wife were driving. We're like, I want something to eat, and our go-to for like fast food is always Chick-fil-A. So
Oh,
that's our like if we had to do a fast food, that's the one to go. But Sundays they're closed, so then we were like, well, let's just go to Burger King. And that's as I was biting into my double Whopper, I was like, we could talk about like making healthy choices for going
okay,
to
wait.
fast food
Yeah, so
restaurants.
before we get started, I do have a random kind of question for you as I was thinking about. I was pouring my iced coffee into my tumbler this morning.
Yeah,
Okay, are you a coffee drinker or not really?
always.
Okay.
I have too much is really what it is. I'm having some
Okay,
right
so
now.
I was gonna ask you, so what do you do in the morning? Do you drink water first or do you drink coffee first?
Coffee first.
Yeah, yeah. I was
You?
like, yeah, I mean coffee, but I know, you know what I mean, as like as people who are involved in wellness, we're always like, you know, you want to drink water first thing in the morning. And I was like,
Yeah.
I should pour myself a glass of water right now, but I'm gonna pour coffee.
Sure. Well, no, I get it. But like, what's crazy is that like, so I know I need to drink a lot of water during the day, and usually I'm pretty good at it. The problem comes in is when I start drinking like 2, 3 cups of coffee in the span of like a few hours. Half the day goes by and I haven't drank a drop of water. So like, so the second half I'll drink some water, but it's like that's not good. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good thing. So I'm trying to manage that. You know, but
Yeah, like it's funny because being in grad school, you know, you'd think I would have a coffee maker at my apartment, and I do not. That is like the next buy on my like to-do list because we had to get an iron and an ironing board first.
yeah,
But
that might be important. Yeah.
yeah, so we did that, but I was like, okay, we need to get a coffee maker. I cannot get through a master's degree from here on out without a coffee maker because then I'd get to school and I wouldn't want to spend the money on buying a coffee because
Sure.
that up, you know what I mean? Especially from
Yeah.
Starbucks.
Yeah.
Like Wawa's not too bad, and then there's some student, you know, prices on campus. But it's like I may as well just bought a coffee maker in the last month with the money that I spent going out to
Yeah.
get coffee.
I've
But I just
become. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I just thought it was funny. And right now, I just survive off of buying like the Walmart, like the huge jugs of like just iced coffee for
Yeah.
now. So that's what I drink, and it gets the job done.
I've become like really frugal and like as I've gotten older. So like before when I used to buy like Starbucks all the time, now I'm like, why am I spending all this money? I could just make a pot of coffee at home. Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
And it's loaded with sugar. I
Sure.
mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, I was have you so like what is your fast food like place to go if you had to go fast food? Like what would you do?
I love Chick-fil-A, but my okay, you're gonna be so disgusted by me, and my boyfriend thinks it's the grossest thing ever. Taco Bell.
Oh,
I'm a fiend for Taco Bell for whatever reason. I don't know
it
why. Just
happens.
I love, but it's even funnier because I grew up in New Mexico where there's like real good, authentic like Mexican food and tacos, and I still love Taco Bell.
Well, Taco Bell is super cheap too, so like that always like gives you like another incentive. It's like you can just get like uh a bunch of tacos for like $5, you know, like
I,
whatever.
I always get their like box of tacos. It's disgusting. But so maybe there's a couple of options. I mean, I don't think there's anything healthy to get at Taco Bell,
You don't
but I
think
know
so?
there's no. I
I'm
mean,
like,
they used to have taco salads, but I don't know that that's on the menu anymore because I honestly haven't been in a while.
mm.
And
So
I'm
yeah, so I'm looking at like the menu. Like a lot of them are just. So here's the thing. So like you're looking at Taco Bell, right? So what about it is actually unhealthy? Because essentially you're breaking it down to like it's meat, ground beef, right,
mm-hmm.
and then a taco, right? I mean, so I know it's unhealthy, but what makes it unhealthy?
I would assume all of like the
The additives,
yeah.
because they have like cheesy toasted breakfast burrito.
Okay, I could never. Okay, and I love Taco Bell, but you could not get me to eat breakfast at Taco Bell. Like that's just too much. For one morning, I couldn't. I could not.
I
I
tell
mean,
you, go ahead.
yeah. No,
Yeah, I
go
tell
on.
you the nastiest thing that I've ever had, and I don't know, maybe this is something that you love because some people do. It's like the crystals and White Castle type of stuff. Have you had any of that
Oh,
before?
yeah, I haven't been there, but I know what you're talking about.
It to me, it's terrible. Like I don't even know why it exists.
So they have a power menu on the Taco Bell website. It's called the Power Menu Bowl. There's
I'm
a
looking at it right now.
Yeah, there's a vegetarian option. I haven't seen honestly, I have not seen that
Hmm.
whenever you go to Taco Bell, or at least it's probably in very small print, so that when
I'm
they
sure nobody buys it.
as like they don't have to advertise it as much. But as far as Chick-fil-A goes, I know they offer salads and soups and things like that.
Yeah. So let's see. Healthiest fast foods. See what comes up. So while I'm looking this up, my wife got yesterday a burger. Like I got the double whopper, of course, because I'm like, if I'm going to Burger King, I'm just gonna go all out. But she got this Beyond Burger. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's not beef. It's like a veggie burger, but it's like supposed to taste like beef. It was all right. She said it was all right.
Yeah.
She offered me some. I refused. But um, you okay? Is that a
It's not
Corona sneeze?
Corona.
Glad we're not doing this in person. Uh, so it's a healthiest fast food options. Let me see here. So, so they're judging it by keeping it like low calorie. Da, da, da. So it looks
For
like,
sure, you add a lot of calories with just using your lettuce as buns, for sure, no matter
oh
where
yeah,
you.
yeah, which I don't do. This is terrible. Yeah, like removing one bun.
But yeah, or you could do one bun. You know, sometimes I'll do that, especially because like eating too much bread, it really upsets my stomach. So
Hmm.
that's when I really started to do the lettuce thing, because even now, I do not eat a lot of bread. Like I used to eat bagels every day when I first started
Hmm.
college, and I think I just completely turned myself off from bread by doing.
Why? Like,
I don't even, what's up?
why is it making you like sick? Are you like intolerant to something in it, or?
I don't have a gluten intolerance or anything like that. It's just like I think it was just too much for my stomach. Like I would just like I used to eat a ridiculous amount of bread, and then I'd have to like lay down because I'd have a stomach ache. So it
How
was
much
just
bread were you eating that you had to lay down?
you would have a
That
bagel, and
you
then
had
I'd
a
have
food
like a
coma?
sandwich, and then when we would go to dinner, you know, they always put bread on the table. You know what I mean? Like it was a stupid amount of bread.
That's terrible. So those restaurants that they always put bread on the table, I always eat so much of the bread that when my food comes out, I'm like, I'm not even hungry anymore.
Yeah, yeah. My boyfriend and I, we go to Olive Garden whenever
Hmm.
whenever it's open. Not all the time, but like we'd go if we just want to be like, hey, like no, let's have a little date night, you know, because we're
Hmm.
still trying to find local places around here. We're still kind of new here, but anyway. And they like anytime they bring bread out, like he does have a gluten allergy,
Hmm.
so he can't have the bread. He's like, Sarah, like eat it. Like I can't eat it. You have to eat it. And he's like, you have to do it for me. And I'm
To
like,
do it for
no,
me.
if I eat that bread, I will not eat my dinner. So like the waiters and waitresses are always like, you guys didn't like your bread. It's like, no, like I can't. I want to have my actual food.
Yeah, Olive Garden bread is super addictive. It's like the best, one of the best breads I've ever had, like at a
Their
chain
salad,
restaurant.
their salad dressing is so good.
Hmm.
I love their salad. I buy their salad dressing.
Yeah, yeah. But they have them at like grocery
Walmart.
stores and stuff. Yeah, yeah. So this article, like I'm looking, so they break it down by like different restaurants. So McDonald's, they said, um, surprisingly, which I wouldn't think so, the Egg McMuffin is one of the healthiest choices.
Oatmeal.
That's
They
what
have oatmeal too.
they have. What?
Oatmeal.
Yeah, I mean, you do
Oatmeal with
oatmeal.
It's actually pretty good. I used to like McDonald's was really close to the school that I did my undergrad at.
Hmm.
And so I would just, if I was hungry and I didn't want to go spend like $15 at Starbucks for their oatmeal, I'd go down to McDonald's and they have oatmeal and fruits for like $3.
Yeah, I
And
think
it
the
actually good.
Yeah, I think the key is to like self-control too, because it's like what happens is they, so like you can get the sandwich, right? But like for extra 50 cents, you can get like the meal. So like a person that's money conscious and like from a logical standpoint, like you'd be like, oh, well, obviously it's a better choice to get the meal because you get every, but it's like, but it's not the healthiest choice because they're one of the things that they're mentioning. They have like different points in this article. It's
Mhm.
actually from like some kind of internal medicine article, and they were saying like avoid French fries, onion rings, noodles, macaroni and cheese, like all those kind of
Oh
things.
my-
It says choose grilled, roasted meats. Let me see here.
They have grilled nuggets at Chick-fil-A, so
Hmm.
that's what my boyfriend has to get whenever we go there. And yeah, I like Chick-fil-A a lot.
So he can't do like any kind of sandwiches, right?
Mm-mm.
At
Not
all.
unless not unless they have a gluten-free bun, which
I
only
see.
only do the McDonald's in Europe offer gluten-free buns, which also I have to say the McDonald's, like we were in Sweden to see his family.
Hmm.
McDonald's there are so much more lit. Like they have gluten-free buns. They have hot wings at
Oh
McDonald's,
man.
and they were
Yeah.
surprisingly good, which is embarrassing to say because I love hot wings. But and they just have like more options for like healthier juices that are on tap, like that
Hmm.
they don't have in the United States, and they're so much more clean. It is shocking.
Yeah, that's well, it's like they adhere to different cultures differently, right? Like that's we were in Atlanta, we went to the Coca-Cola factory, and it's crazy how uh like the taste of Coca-Cola, they have to cater it differently like the different countries. Like they're not all the same, so they don't all taste the same.
Yeah, like I know in some parts of Europe, like the soda is completely different. There's like far less sugar than
Yeah,
there is
yeah, yeah. The taste
there.
is totally different. One of the other things they mention as far as McDonald's is like to avoid like condiments such as mayonnaise, oil-based sauces, that kind of stuff, because that adds a lot of calories too.
Yeah, for sure.
Boom, here you go. You just mentioned it. I didn't even see it underneath. They said for Chick-fil-A, grilled nuggets. That's the way to
Yeah,
go. That's the key right
yeah,
there.
grilled nuggets. They have a pretty decent salad. Even Wendy's has a lot of salad options.
Hmm.
Like, I used to love going to Wendy's too. Just like everything like that was super close to my undergrad. But when I
Yeah.
would go to Wendy's, I used to be addicted to their spicy chicken nuggets. But
Hmm.
I was like, okay, like I can't just live off of spicy chicken nuggets. And like obviously
You
it's not the
could.
best. True. Obviously, it's not the best salads in the world, but like they have really decent like salad portions. They have a half size, they have a full size. They give you different kinds of seeds depending on which salad that you get. So you could get like not sesame. What do I want to say? Crud. It's totally I'm blanking, but I know there's some that can give you like pumpkin seeds or almonds and things
Mhm.
like that, and with like apples and chicken and strawberries, and then like a thing of dressing, and it's not even like that much dressing, so they portion it out pretty nicely, and it's pretty
Mhm.
cheap as well.
Yeah. So the next one was Wendy's, and they had, let me see here. They had grilled chicken wrap at Wendy's is one of the better options. 300 calories, 20 grams of protein, 13 fat, 4 saturated fat. So I mean, overall, like none of these are gonna be what you can make at home as healthy, but like this is like the like if you wanted to,
So
if you were starving and you wanted to get something, this is probably like your best bets. Oh,
do they have
Taco Bell, your favorite is grilled steak soft taco. You're freezing up on me.
just
There
kidding.
you are. What'd you say again? I couldn't hear you. Froze up.
Oh, I said, oh, I'm gonna hit that up. Grilled steak taco.
That's it. You should do it right now. Are they open? I bet they probably are.
Yeah, I bet you have to like you order at the window and then you have to wait in the parking lot. That's what we had
Yeah.
to do.
Uh-huh. I still sometimes like forget that like we have to be so far apart because I went to return something and I was like all up like close to the person. Then I realized, oh
Oh,
man, I got to be like farther apart. I was like, yeah,
they're like, sir.
yeah. They're like too close, too close. I need you
Do
to
they
take a
have a
couple steps
Wawa?
back.
Do they
What's
have a
that?
Wawa over there? Do you guys
Yeah,
have
I
Wawa?
have one like right next to me. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that Wawa is a pretty good, option because you can build your own like salad bowls and
Hmm.
potato bowls.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, on at Subway, they're talking about tuna and salad sub. That's your best bet. Chipotle steak burritos, In and Out burger, protein style burger. What's up? What'd you say about Chipotle?
Chipotle. My boyfriend loves Chipotle. I hate Chipotle.
So I just realized when you said that I completely mispronounced that name. I said Chipotle, and it's Chipotle. I'm making my
Chipotle.
own restaurants. Why do you hate it so much?
Oh, hold on. I don't know. Why another 20 minutes? no,
You gotta go. If you gotta go, go ahead.
no. We don't have to go. He was just asking. I think it's
All
something
right,
about the dog.
gotcha. Let me see here. Had my muffin. Oh, Starbucks. They said Starbucks chicken and quino protein bowl with
Quinoa?
quinoa. Okay, there you go. That's I'm so good, like so glad that you're on this podcast with me because you can correct all my pronunciation.
I got you. I got you.
I think that's all that they got on here. Yeah, pretty limited options if you want to, stay more or less healthy. Um,
When you guys like, what restaurants do you guys kind of frequent whenever they are open?
hmm. I mean, you mentioned one of them. One of our main ones, Olive Garden. Um, we also do this place called Burger Up. Do you have any that there?
I don't think
It
so.
might be a local joint, but it's a good burger place. Let me see. Let me think. How about you outside of Olive Garden?
Outback for sure.
Outback Steakhouse. We've been there. That's good.
Yeah, I'm Outback.
You don't eat much steak, do you? Or you do?
I do. I like not all the time, but I love steak. Whenever I have to be in the mood for it. Like if I've taught like a really big round of power classes,
Mm-hmm.
let's go get like a steak and a beer. Or
You
after
got to
like
replenish.
yeah, exactly. My dad used to take me and my brother out to the gun range and we'd go
Mm-hmm.
shooting the day he teach us how to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, being out there for hours on end with my older brother and my dad, I'd be like, okay, let's go get a steak.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the perfect complement to shooting guns is going getting
Yeah,
steak.
exactly.
My I was grilling steak a couple of like last week sometime, and I put it on the grill and everything was going great, and then I got distracted and I came back and the steaks were on fire. So I tried to eat them even though they were burned. I was like, I don't want to waste any steak. I couldn't handle it. It was like they were like coals by that time. So it was something else. All that steak gone to waste. Terrible. I felt so bad.
I don't know. I'm the same way though because it's like how much money you've put into the meals, so you're like, no, we can't waste it.
I
Even
gotta
if
eat it. Gotta eat it. You're like you're gonna get cancer from those steaks, and still gotta eat it. Anyways, yeah, I mean it's kind of like a limited, subject matter, but a lot of people like have trouble like with picking something good at fast food restaurants, and it's like there are options. I mean you can because remember like years ago, do you remember the movie Super Size Me?
oh gosh,
Where
yeah.
the guy got like super fat eating McDonald's. Well, there was another documentary recently. I can't remember the name, but the guy lost weight eating McDonald's. So, to me, I'm kind of like it's really the choices that you make. I mean, I don't think anybody would say that like McDonald's or fast food restaurants are healthy in general, but I mean, but it doesn't mean that you can't like make better, healthier options.
Well, and also I feel like with calories, it depends on if you're watching calories. But I know what a lot of people do, especially if they do want to watch their calories for like a cheat day or like some people like cheat Saturday and Sunday on their meals.
Hmm.
So I know what a lot of people will do is combine their Saturday and Sunday calories. they'll have one day where like, well, I mean, during both days they'll cheat, but like one day they'll do a little bit more, and then
Hmm.
what they have left over is what they're allowed to do on Sunday. So I mean, if you want to look at your calories over like us, if you want to splurge on your calories,
Right.
that's something that's also an option. Just making sure that you go into some sort of a deficit and you don't consume the same amount of calories on both days, because then it starts to turn into a habit, and that's really bad for you. But I mean,
Sure.
obviously having cheat days and cheat weekends, like as long as you're getting the right amount of, nutrition elsewhere during the week, and also exercise, because I'm pretty sure during Super Size Me he was not exercising
Oh
either.
no, no. He was like, and he was also like, well, I mean, the movie, like the show, Super Size Me, like that's all he was doing was like eating McDonald's at like like an extended period of time. So it was like breakfast, lunch, like dinner, and everything was like high calories, and so it's yeah, he was. I mean, he was gorging himself on McDonald's. You're gonna get fat and almost die for
How long
sure.
did he do that for? I didn't like, I know the documentary, but I didn't actually
It was
physically
like
watch.
3 months, I think, 3 months or
Oh
something like
my
that.
god,
So
imagine eating
yeah,
McDonald's every single day for 3 months. Oh, I would cry.
it was kind of disgusting on some parts because he was like throwing up at a certain point because he was eating so much of it. But I mean, it was a good. Well, because of that, like McDonald's took away the super size me stuff. Like that's why they like removed that because they got so much negative press from that movie.
I mean, but also that's the people's choice that are choosing to do. Like no one has a gun to their head at the
Sure,
McDonald's drive-through going,
sure,
yeah, size it up for me. You know
right,
what I mean?
right,
So
sure,
that's the thing that kind of sucks too. It's like, I know we all kind of crap on fast food restaurants, but it's like you don't have to eat there.
right, right.
You know?
Well, and that's the thing. It's like when we're talking about like discipline and like responsibility for your own choices. Like I think we did in the past podcast where we were talking about that. It's like some of that does fall on the consumer too. I mean, you can't completely deny like any responsibility on the person that's making the choice. I mean, they're offering it, but you don't have to take it.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's pretty safe to say with like anything,
Yeah.
that's like I don't want to say taboo, but like that's generally just not good for you. Whether it's too much TV, too many video games,
Right.
soda, food, it's like you don't have to eat or drink that. Like obviously there are, it's a cheap option,
Sure.
but even if you go to the store though, like everyone's like, oh, eating healthy is so expensive. But if you do it right, I totally disagree with that,
Yeah.
because if you portion, like even people are like, oh, steaks are too expensive, but it's like, well, if you portion your steak properly, actually you get a lot more out of it, because you
Right.
have to like your veggies, your carbs, and your starches measured out as well. So
Right, right. Well, it's like people are used to so like if you go to a fast food restaurant and you're used to eating large portions and then you try to eat healthy but you're keeping your portions also large like that. Yeah, it's going to be expensive. I mean, if you're eating like a ton of steak on a daily basis, that's going to be tough to do.
yeah.
But like you said, I mean, if you're eating correct portions, then that's much more manageable. And also with the health thing, there's levels to it, right? So it's like, I mean, you could go all natural, farm raised, and I mean, you can keep going up and up and up, and yes, it gets more expensive, but I think there's a happy middle there for whatever financial situation you're in where you can eat, healthy. So
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, especially it's like yesterday I went to Whole Foods to go buy food for my boyfriend and I for Easter, so we could have like a really nice
hmm, yeah,
lunch. And like, I normally never shop at Whole Foods because you
right,
just know everything naturally is just going to be so much more expensive
sure,
over there. So also, just because you eat healthy, it doesn't mean you have to go to Whole Foods or Sprouts. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
absolutely. I can get a bunch of healthy stuff from Walmart. I know people
For
hate to say that, but it's true.
I don't know why people hate to say it, because it's like that's what these stores were created for. You know what I mean?
Right.
To give people who are, in the, middle class slash, below echelon, like a
Hmm.
chance to have really good nutrition without paying a ridiculous amount for it. And also, I don't know if you guys have it, but we have a grocery outlet. So they'll even have
Hmm.
like discounted things over there too.
Cool. Yeah, no, I don't think we do, but if we do, like, it might be something I need to look up. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Is it like a big store or?
Yeah, it's pretty big. It has everything. They have your, they have your frozen dinners. They have your like meats. Like that place actually has more meats than Walmart and what's it called, Kroger right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, that's
Like
cool. I'm gonna check it out. Yeah,
yeah, they have snacks, case of water, everything. Like for house stuff. Like it's not as big as Walmart, but it's still a pretty decent sized
sure,
store.
sure. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, yeah. So I guess the takeaways is that from this podcast is just basically like make good choices. It is on you what you put in your mouth, and and there are options no matter where you go. So
Yeah, yeah, and also feel free to have a cheat meal. Also,
yeah,
like
yeah.
don't to go in, to like what is it? I don't know. I can't think of my words this morning, but to
It's
like
all right.
restrain
No
your
worries.
much to where you're miserable. Like you're allowed
Yeah.
to enjoy a delicious meal,
Hmm.
every once in a while, if not once a week. Like treat yourself so that way the discipline becomes worth it.
Right. It was interesting that you mentioned that, like a little off topic, but that you said that you want to kind of enjoy your meals and stuff. One of the coaches that I was listening to, he was saying that what he does, and he was primarily talking about female competitors, but he was saying that he doesn't take away like all the stuff that they like. If a girl likes like eating, I don't know, like some chocolate or some, like a little bit every day, like he's fine with leaving it in and just keeping everything else like clean, because his experience was that if you like completely restrict them of anything, of any enjoyment, what happens is they'll be good for a little while and then eventually they'll break, so it's
Yeah,
like
it's
it's
your psyche.
yeah, so his idea was like, don't restrict everything, make it like the diet enjoyable, like so they can have something good to eat, but
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
anyways, all right,
Yeah,
I guess that's it.
yeah, I know. We need to get a theme song going
I
soon.
know. I was so my buddy, his girlfriend does like art and drawings, and I wanted to reach out to her, see what she can do, but
You know what would be cool is if she could do, those caricature drawings like that you can get done in Vegas. It'd be
yeah.
cool to have like caricature drawings of us, but like our heads facing the opposite way.
Uh-huh.
But like, that would be really
Yeah,
cool.
I'm gonna reach out to her,
A
see if
barbell.
she can. What was that
That
last part? I couldn't hear you.
and then like a barbell with weights, and then it's like what weighs on me at the
Yeah, yeah.
bottom.
That's actually a good idea. I'm actually gonna do it like today, see what she can do with it. As far as
Yeah.
theme songs, I'm still waiting for like a cello solo for the podcast.
I don't know. Well, I mean, like I've been working on composing a lot lately, so maybe I'll just make us our own thing. I'm still very new to the software that you use for
I got you.
compositions, but I mean, I've been messing around with making my own stuff. So I mean,
Hmm.
we'll see what happens with that.
Cool. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know it's you're very artsy. You need time and
I
I'm
just yeah, I just like I want it to be fitting for like us
right.
and our personalities, and then also what we're talking about.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah. No, I completely understand. Well, hey, thanks for your time again. I know you got stuff going on.
No,
Um,
it's he
but
wanted to watch a TV show.
a what? A TV show?
Yeah, that's why he's like, I just don't want it to be too loud. That's why I was asking.
Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha. What is he watching?
Westworld.
Oh, yeah, yeah. They got another season. The
Hmm.
I think it already came out. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool, cool. All right. Well, hey, thanks again. I'll catch you on Friday.
Yep,
All
sounds
right.
good.
See you.
Bye.
Take care.